useless bastard. Fuck me. Why the fuck did he do them 3 substitutions is beyond me. I fucking can't fucking believe it. I'm so fucking angry, it's unreal. Like, we were actually grand. I was sitting back in the couch, grand. It's still fucking, 75, it was at the 75th minute, whatever, in or around that. Right, relax the fucking cacks. Maybe, yeah, Odegaard, Lakonga, fuck one of them off. There's no point in fucking sending 3 on. Because you're upsetting the whole fucking apple cart and everyone's there. Where am I going? Who was playing left back when he took off Zinchenko? Don't know why he fucking took him off because we've no left back to go in. Did Martinelli drop in? And what happens? You know what I mean? It's fucking pathetic if you ask me. I'm fucking so pissed fucking off. And everything went through that midfield today with United. You know what I mean? Everything went through. But yeah, we're talking shy here, having a clue what I'm talking about. We'll fuck around with Douglas Luiz or whatever. Where we could have got Tillemans and fucking Basuma for 25 million. Imagine him sitting in the middle there today. You know what I mean? United would have done fuck all. But yet, no. I'm only a fucking idiot. A fucking clown, that's all. You know what I mean? What the fuck do I know? I'm so fucking pissed off. I'm dying to see what you guys are saying. I'll just throw this fucking thing in the comment because I don't even want to hear my own fucking voice because I've been screaming at the fucking telly all after bleeding noon. You know what I mean? I just want to hit up a few comments here before we get started. Manny's in the house. Evening, Del. Evening, Manny. How you doing, mate? And the inquest shall begin. Exactly. And let's hopefully now, that's what you guys will bleed and do in the comments. And come on, if you want your fucking face on the fucking screen here, come on. If you don't fucking worry about it. Alan, what's the story? Big up, everyone. Why didn't we want to spend the money? It will keep costing us a do. Arteta and the whole lot of them never learn. Exactly. Fucking 100%. You know what I mean? Stephen, evening all. Evening all, get this parasite out of the club. There you are. Exactly, Stephen. Exactly. Pennywise, pound fucking clueless. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Alan, shout out to all the real ones, Manny, Steve, Dell, Kyle, Steve, Static and all. The people that never flip-flop and keep it real about this club and this fraud of a manager we got. Exactly. Arteta is clueless in man management skills. One pathetic. Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's it. Just catching up and flying here. Ollie, when are we starting? That's it, yeah. Grand. Yeah, grand. Lindsay, what's the story? Welcome along. Purely here to listen, Manny, talk about the amazing Man United. Manny, you'll have to stick up for yourself there, mate. Yeah. Right, I'm going to start hitting on. There's a few in the chat, and I'm just doing it as they've come in. Adding is all in as they're coming in. What's the story, everyone? How are you?
Not good.
No,
well, go okay. On. Hit me there. This fucking thing is acting up here. Hold on. Go ahead, Kyle. I'm just trying to sort something here.
Then why? First of all, big up to you all in the chat, lads. And it's brilliant to see Warren back there as well. I hope you're all well. But the first thing I'd say is, for the first 5 games this season, we've done well. But there were 5 games that I thought that we should win. And everyone has been gassing up about Arteta this, Arteta that. Yes, they've done okay for now. But we come up against the first competition, real competition. And look at the fucking stadiums. For the first 65 minutes we were in that game, we were dominating areas, we were doing well, we looked dangerous. And then he takes 3 from off the fucking field and puts on the other 3. How would you put Vieira in Old Trafford on his first game? It's a disgrace. And then we lost our shape. And then the 6 of us here on the screen could have scored against them at any given time. He fucking blew that match, that boy. Blew that fucking game. We were still in that game at 2-1. And then he made the substitutions. That was it then. It was game over. This is where I'm talking. That we need to compete. Games like this is where we have to show that we can go to places like this and win. Not draw, fucking win. Because I want my team to win the Premier League. Once again, we have failed. Once again. Against the big team.
Manny, I'll drop you in there. Lindsay was on about. She wants to hear about your Man United views. What do you have to say, buddy?
Yeah, let me tell you something. First of all, Lindsay and I actually go some way back. She's an old friend of mine from university in America. Big up to the panel, Mr. Bartholomew. Good to see you again, sir, and fine Fettel. Mr. Walsh, lovely to see you again, Central Man. And Ollie, good to have you in the chat as well. And Dell, once again, you're the crack. You're the bleeding story. So I'm going to say this. As Mr. Walsh said, we were all over them. And I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that we were completely all over them because in the first few minutes it was sort of cagey, end to end. Both teams had chances. But there was a period in the game where we did take it to them. And obviously with the Martinelli goal, that really should have been, could have been, had that goal been allowed, that goal would have literally heralded a period where we, started to dominate and really take it to them and make the most of it. And even after the goal was disallowed, we still, took it to them well, and we really did as well as we could. But again, it was a case of us switching off at the wrong possible time, and that could very well be due to the fact that Arteta, in his arrogance, it must be said, picked a team of players which were not 100% fit, and it showed in the way they performed.
Sorry, Central, I'm just going to mute you there because we're just getting a bit of back speed on you, right? I'll kick in a second, mate.
Yeah, awesome. That's brilliant.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So I think let me also say that we can't have any complaints about the foul that led to the disallowed goal. Odegaard basically showed that as a captain, he was rather stupid to have done what he did because he had both his hands on Eriksen and he did push him away and he did fall down. There are a lot of people who are complaining that Eriksen basically tried to take the mickey and con the referee into a foul, and the referee didn't even see that. And it was really only after Fernandes was, jockeying at the referee, Paul Tierney, that foul was given. But when you see it on VAR, you could have no complaints about that. Nobody can have any complaints about that. And it was, again, in one of those moments where what I will say, and I will credit Manchester United, they took advantage of the moments where we switched off as a team, and they ended up playing, they completely dominated the midfield. Eriksen was magisterial today, and I think Ten Hag's decision not to start Casemiro was perfectly vindicated, as was his decision to give Antony his debut, because that was a well-taken goal. But some of our players weren't fit. Why would you start Alexander Zinchenko if 2 days ago, apparently, he didn't turn up for training? He started maybe well enough, but then didn't really get to grips with the game, and he lost his man who broke away from him and scored that first goal. And then Odegaard also didn't really look too fit. And there were some comments made by Arteta where he was praising himself for having the discipline not to buy a player for the sake of it. Well, that discipline, my dear friend, cost you the game today because our midfield was awful. And even when you brought on Fabio Vieira, who tried his best, to be fair, but didn't really do very much, you just showed that you don't have either the football intellect or ingenuity to do anything. You don't even have have your finger on the pulse of the game or what we really need. And so this will be the hallmark of it. And people are still going to defend him, but his deficiencies were well on display today. And this is going to be a hallmark of our season if he doesn't get his act together and if he's going to congratulate himself like this. So all I can say to all you, Arteta, and all of you Arteta fans who are bigging him up, who were talking about here how he knows exactly what we need when he clearly doesn't. After this performance, I have only one thing to say to you: shut your mouths and eat it.
And look, I have to agree with Lindsay there. Eriksen was brilliant today. I had to say he was my man of the match anyway. Warren, just go with it. What you have to say? What's the performance like? How are you feeling?
I'm absolutely fuming, Del. I thought we were shocking all game. We were slow in possession. Every time we got the ball, we were passing it backwards, forwards. That allowed United to get numbers back behind the ball. Therefore, we couldn't break them down. Our midfield was shocking. United's second goal was a perfect example of the way we should have been playing. They got the ball in defence, and then within 3 passes, they were in goal, and bang, it was in the back of the net. We had a lot of possession, but we didn't do anything with it. We were just passing it around. There was no penetration. Arteta, what the hell was he doing? Why did he take off Zinchenko and put Martinelli at left back when you got Tierney sitting on the fucking bench? Do you know what I mean? It's just unbelievable incompetence. The starting lineup was wrong for me. I would have played Tierney at left back, put Zinchenko in midfield ahead of Sambi. But no. He wants to try and be clever and do something off the cuff. The man is absolutely clueless. He needs to go. I would have sacked him in the 70th minute. I would have gone down the touchline and said to him, grabbed hold of him by the scruff of the neck, you prick, come with me. Out the door now. And let what's his name? Earpod Albert take over for the rest of the game. Mate, that performance was shocking. And it just showed that we haven't improved. I'm having doubts about Jesus as well. I know a lot of people ain't going to like it. But I said before the season started that he's not clinical enough. And I think I'm being proven right. He scored 3 goals so far in 6 games, which is not bad. But he's not a killer. He's not. And we don't move the ball quick enough. We need to move the ball quicker. We need a proper elite manager who can get this team banging, because we ain't going anywhere. And, mate, I'm seriously concerned. I think we'll finish 7th or 8th at this rate. Because as soon as we come up against anyone decent, we're going to get slapped. It happened today. United ain't all that. But when we play Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, Chelsea, they're going to put 3s and 4s past us every single time. We're just not good enough. And the transfer window, don't even get me started about that. That was an absolute shocker, but completely predictable, because no one wants to play for the prick. So that's what I think.
Look, with the Tierney thing as well, I couldn't understand. I was there when Zinchenko was coming off from there. Who the fuck here is going to go into left back? I couldn't understand that. Central man, where did it go wrong for Arsenal today, for you?
For me personally, I say the midfield and defense. The first goal, I blame it on Gabriel, man. He was like, he set up the goal. Zinchenko, wow, like he's been for a month, man. They should never played him in the first place. I'd rather play Tierney. He should have started, in my opinion. But wow, I thought I thought we were gonna score. I thought we might get I don't know, a narrow win or maybe a draw. But wow, we got hyped. It's just Jesus Christ, and people getting over the top about winning leagues and invincible. Come on now, we can't be a weak man. We can't be a weak Manchester United team. It's come on now. It's Gabriel. I hate God. These Gabriel, man. I'm done with the prick, man. Worst centre back in my life. Worst. Actually, it's not worse, but he's just. I thought he might be good, but I blame him for the first goal. And this is the reason why we should have got a Tielemans. Sambi's bit. I don't know. Sambi's not ready. Odegaard, don't get me stuck with him. He's a pussy, man.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Yeah, for me, the 2 best players who done well today for Arsenal has to be Jesus and Martinelli. Martinelli's goal before he got disallowed was a good one.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Look, please like, share, subscribe, and all that bollocks. I'll come to you, Oliver. How are you keeping, man? Can you put any good news on this victory or for United or Arsenal? Sorry. What do you make of the game?
I think today we weren't good enough. I think the midfield was very weak. I think we missed a couple of chances. I think what Arteta should have done is play Tierney left back and put Zinchenko in next to Sambi instead of Sambi Lokonga. the substitutes just didn't work today. I think we played too much of a high line. It just wasn't good enough from us today. And I think he should have started Tomiyasu as well. And I think it also shows that we needed Douglas Luiz or Tielemans because the midfield is very weak without Partey. We completely missed him today.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought Zinchenko was doing all right, but I thought at this game Tierney probably would have suited him better. We found out there in the midfield. We done it to Lokonga last season as well, and I keep going on about this. You know what I mean? The big games. Why do you have to come in big games like against the Liverpools and whatever stuff like that? Give the guy a chance. Like Zinchenko would have suited rightly in there. Him and Saka. I would have been happy enough with that. Kyle, what do you make of the midfield? Like the whole sort of transfer window. Why didn't we fucking get a defensive midfielder?
Del boy. For as long as I've been a part of this community on YouTube, I have made my points of view quite clear. Players are not fucking good enough to play for this club. Now, they can talk about the transfer all they fucking want. Let me get this straight. We're going nowhere fast when we're playing the likes of Gabriel as centre-back. I give that man the benefit of the doubt. No more. He's not good enough. Ben White, right back. Not good enough. Congo. What the fuck is he doing at Arsenal Football Club? Xhaka. Why is Xhaka still playing for this club? Then you have Saka. Saka can go and fuck right off his head. He's been useless this season. Del boy. Jesus. I 100% agree with Warren. And I've said this before and I got into heated discussions about it. He's a good player. He's better than what we have. And I've always said that. But he's not going to score you 20 fucking goals a season. He'd be lucky to score anywhere between 8 and 10 goals a season. And then we're relying on Eddie Nketiah. Sure, it's a fucking shambles. Del boy. Edu, Arteta are clueless, man. They're clueless. And we don't have the top players to compete to win the Premier League. And I'm fucking sick listening about this top four. Fuck off the top four. This is Arsenal Football Club we're talking about. And we have plenty of money, by the way, that boy. And we can compete because we've spent more money than Liverpool Football Club have over the last 4 years. We should be up there, but we're not going to be with the likes of these fucking donkeys that's playing first. It's okay going out against the likes of Fulham and Leicester and Brighton. But when you go out against these fucking scumbags, you have to put in a performance. And we blew that today. And Arteta blew it today. We should have went into the transfer window. But then why I said at the start, we should have got Bizuma and all them fellas at the beginning. Tielemans, all that. We didn't do it. And it all comes down to Arteta and Edo and their fucking arrogance. That's what it comes down to. And in the meantime, our club is falling apart once again. Not a hope in competing again, Del Boy. Not a hope. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you, Kyle. Manny, for me, the transfer window, just getting the midfield issue is I'm so confused into why a professional football club, like us fans know, to them we know nothing. But why can they not see this and go out and fix the problem? This is year on year on year that we keep doing this. Why?
Simple, Del Boy. Because those people at the top think they know more than we do. And they try to be too clever, just like Arteta was trying to be too clever on the pitch. Here's the thing. We used to be known as a club which would be very prudent with our spending. But ever since the headlines came out about us breaching some financial fair play protocol and also losing quite a lot of money, that's been thrown all over away. It's as if, even during Wenger, mind you, we would be spending money on players that that simply wouldn't fit the profile of what we really needed. Kyle talks about Xhaka and how useless he is. He might have had a few good games this season, And today he didn't look too bad, but as the game got on, he obviously tired. And that little air kick when he was on the halfway line, that sort of summed it all up for me. I think he's pretty much, I wouldn't say done and dusted, but he's also lost his head completely. Instead of him, we could have gotten N'Golo Kante from Leicester City, had just won the Premiership with that miracle team, and we would have definitely been. There's no telling how far we would have gone. Instead, we went for Granit Xhaka, and the rest is history. We still haven't won the league. So it's a combination, really, of managers who think they're too clever and think they know what we need, but also want to try and save some money. But the worst part about it being penny wise and pound foolish, Del, is how in January we didn't get a midfielder who could have helped us get top four and get into the Champions League. That midfielder joined Newcastle United, scored that second goal against us at St. James's Park, and it was all 4-0, pun intended. And now, of course, we don't get a midfielder. We only actually, mind you, went in for Douglas Luiz after he scored against us at the Emirates. So you can imagine just how, we're stuck in a time warp. We just don't seem to be aware of what's going on. We are happy to let things take their course. When I say we, I don't mean us fans. I mean, certainly not us in this chat. I mean the people on the board and the people at the top who are happy to see the same crap being done year after year after year and saying, trust the process, we know what to do. I'm sorry, but we can't trust the process. I may be enjoying the process, as I've told you, but I'm not trusting it. And especially when we see the same incompetence being displayed, why should we trust this process? So until and unless there's some major changes, this is still going to stay the same. The only hope is if some owner comes in and makes it very clear to Kroenke that, you know what, we can't have you anymore. Because he's also part of the problem, notwithstanding the fact that he started to spend some money. And once he replaces Edu and Vinay and gets a proper manager in who will get rid of Arteta's own deadwood, then we can hope to go somewhere. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing. Our hopes will be get up. They'll eventually be brought down. And we'll have another edition of the All for Nothing for this coming season. I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of it. And until they start to display some humility and accept that they're not as smart as they think they are, this is going to continue.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I'm just going to read out a few comments here. It wasn't a good performance by United. Big up Bargov. How are you, mate? I agree with you. I thought Arsenal had control of the game for a lot of it anyway. But the 3 subs, I don't know what it was. It's just a fucking brain fart from Arteta. Or was it just Arteta doing Arteta stuff? Kyle, mate, we haven't spent more than Liverpool, but look at who we have spent it on and who Klopp has. Exactly. Basuma. This is what I was saying. Basuma today, if we had Basuma in the centre midfield, I think we would have beaten United definitely. Basuma and Arteta would have cost the same as that Vieira guy. Which would have been most important today and the rest of the season. It's laughable. Exactly. Gracie May, how are you, Gracie May? Hope you're all right. What a pathetic performance. Yeah. Static Arsenal away against Man United. They play badly and lose. They play good and still lose. I've seen this happen many, many times in the last 10 plus years. No matter what happens, Arsenal always lose. Yeah, exactly. Them 3 subs made by Arteta cost us the game. Jesus, everyone's saying, United fans, fucking, everyone is saying it. Yeah, just you guys are just replying. Tielemans got fucking Arteta stuck in his head. Nothing changes, but on this game, Arteta will struggle against the better teams again all season. I don't care. It's 1 loss. The quicker Arteta goes, the better. Big up, Rich, everyone. Yeah. Witterberg, manager of the month coming. Yeah, Eric Ten Hag probably will get it at this stage. We will keep dropping points. We got Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham coming up in the next month. Warren, I'll come to you with that. Them next few games, can you see any victories in it?
Chelsea, Liverpool and Spurs. Spurs games alone, we might get a point out of it. But other than that, no. Not playing like that. We need to seriously up the tempo. We're way, way, way too slow when we got possession of the ball. We need to move it quick. Like we used to when back in the early 2000s. When we got the ball, it was like rapid. We'd turn defence into attack in an instant. This lot, They just seem to like pass it around, slow, easy. They're not. To me, they're not serious. They're not. They just have got no idea about how to break a team down. But it's really difficult when you've got a team with like 10 men behind the ball in front of you. That's why you need to move it a lot quicker. You know, and against those sides that are listed there, they will know how to play against. They'll do exactly what United did, and we'll fall for it, and they'll turn us over. They'll just sit back and frustrate us, and then just hit us on the break. And then when they break, they will do it quick. They won't do it like we do and just go backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. It was shocking, mate. Absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
Tactical substitutions as well. I'm sorry, but if I was in here, I'd be going in and putting a transfer request in because it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You put in a left winger at left back and you've got him sitting on the bench. He's one of the best left backs in the world. It's just don't make any sense to me. It's absolutely ludicrous.
I don't understand it, Stephen. What do you reckon?
Well, I haven't got long, so I'm going to just quickly say this now. People are telling me, right, Ben White, Holdings, Saliba, and Gabriel is the best centre-back defence depth we've got in the league. Best in the league, right? Mr. Silver Fox, his name is, who told that, gave me a homophobic comment because I disagreed. Yeah? Tried to belittle me like when I was on Man United agenda. Where are you now, mate? Where are you now? Where's your beloved Ben White now, yeah? Right? Costing us 2 goals. Well done. Well done. Exactly what his level is, Brighton. Right? No offence to Brighton. Actually, Brighton are better than his level. Right? Let me put it in terms of Zinchenko. Zinchenko was never fit. Why are you playing players that aren't fit? We did that with Partey against Spurs once. We lost that game 2-0. Right? We made him even more injured. Right? Why are you doing that to Odegaard? They both failed to turn up for training 2 days before the game, and you're playing them. You play people having a go at Vieira, but yeah, why having a go at Vieira? That's his first Premier League game. That's on Arteta. That is on Arteta. Right? You should not be playing players that have never had a great Premier League game in their life. Right? Right? In terms of the first goal, right? Well, I'm telling you now, if that's a foul, then I'm astounded. I'm astounded. Because I've seen a lot worse in these rivalry games. Not given. Right? But apparently that's now a foul. Yeah, okay. Let me, how else do I put this? Arteta subs. Too late. Way too late. 2-1 down by that point. Way too late. Should have been doing them that 10, 15 minutes earlier. Right? Smith Rowe needed to come on. Right? But he brings in Nketiah on instead. Yeah, of course Nketiah is going to change everything, isn't he? Jesus, Jesus is brilliant when he's off the ball movement. It helps actually Martinelli get more involved in the game and actually creates more opportunities for Martinelli. Right? But yeah, for me, I'm just absolutely livid with how he just throws that game away like that. Right? And then he's got the temerity to sit there and say, we've got discipline for not buying a midfielder. We've got discipline for not buying a midfielder. Well, we've got a lack of discipline on the fucking pitch then, haven't we? Right? We got a lack of discipline on the pitch. Right? Lukonga didn't actually have that bad a game. Neither did Granit Xhaka. Right? But because he decided to make all those substitutions literally at the space at 30 minutes, all of a sudden the midfield's disappeared. Because Vieira doesn't know what he's doing. He's never played in a Premier League game before. Right? And all of a sudden we're just expecting him to turn into Prime Messi. Right? it's not like Anthony, who's one of the who's actually probably a world class player, right? Or Casemiro, right? Because are we going to buy that sort of level player? No, of course not, right? And all these fans that have sat there and said, right, I need to back the manager. I need to. Yeah, you need to get your brain tested. Then you get the brains tested, right? Because that is all on Arteta, all of it,
What, what
right?
do you think, mate?
I'm just gonna say that
Yeah.
because I've got to jump off straight
No
away
one.
anyway. So, but like, I'd love to see what the excuses are.
Well, I'm
Right,
sure
the ball weren't round enough. The sky wasn't blue enough. The lights weren't bright enough. I don't know. Right, you never know. Right, the ball weren't round. You never know. Right, they'll find something to blame. Right,
Yeah.
but there you go. But yeah, sometimes I usually write vocal, make very good points, but I'm just still trying to get my head around it because it's bullshit.
Well, look,
It's absolute bullshit.
Lindsay, she's a Man United supporter, and she didn't even expect United to win. You know, she had
We
asked her.
dominate the game like that, and he still loses it.
Yeah.
And this is a team that could even beat Brentford.
Mm. Well, look, are you bouncing those Steve, are you?
Yeah, I gotta bounce off to someone else,
Yeah.
to I'll be on someone else's. So
No, but I'll stop yourself.
no worries, mate. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. Benson, what do you think needs to be done next? Can you hear me there?
Look, he's had some who?
Yeah, you. Yeah. Just saying, what
Oh,
do
yeah,
you
I mean-
need to do next?
So, can you say it again?
Yeah, no, I'm just sort of like we have everything next. Like, you know, do we drop a few players, you know, or like, you know, what's our type next moves? Do we need to, like, you know, change around or do come up with something different, or like, you know, will we go with the same team and with winning formula?
I'm not too sure. It's like how we pick up where we left off after the defeat to Man United. I think we got a game. I think we got a game midweek. I think it's in the Europa League. Don't know what team.
Yeah, sorry, the Europa League.
It's like we haven't played in Europe since losing to Villarreal in the second leg of the semi-finals. I don't know. Like he's not gonna put like a strong team in the Europa League. Probably put some kids out in midweek. I think we've got Everton next week.
Yeah, next one.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. We might bounce back, but people are gonna overhype. If we bounce back, you know, it'd be like the Arteta fans, the top gooners, like they're gonna get their knickers in the twist, saying we're back. You know, it's just a blip. You know, but the game against Everton, I'm not convinced it'll be easy because the drew against Liverpool. They're starting to pick up their form. You know, they had They also had a slow start. But they've done a little bit of business in the transfer market, like gameplays, like with Connor Cody and Neil Morpie. Yeah, like I don't know, like in the next Premier League game against Everton, drop Ben White, man. He ain't a right back. Play Cedric. Cedric hasn't played a game so far this season. It's like why he's not playing. It's funny that I don't understand why he's not playing this didn't play this season. He's playing like Ben White is right back. In the second half of this game, playing Tomiyasu. And obviously, I drop Sambi, man. I give Vieira. I'm gonna give Vieira his like first starts. You know, like to judge the guy because he's only played one game. You know, I'm not gonna stop doing this overpraise this guy because he came from Porto. But I'm not convinced. I don't think we're getting something out against Everton, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, well, Oliver, I suppose the next 2 games, I suppose take the Europa League game. Would you be dropping many players? Do you give Vieira a go? What's your thoughts on it, mate? Can you hear me there, Oliver? No? Don't know if he's there. Manny, I'll come to you. What do you reckon the Europa League? Are we dropping players? What do you do?
Oh, he has to play a B team in the Europa League, Del. If he doesn't play a B team in the Europa League, he will prove just how clueless and out of touch he is. I definitely would like to see Tierney get another game because, look, there has been some criticism of him by a few people saying that although he has looked good and kept himself quite fit, he hasn't really been able to have that much of an impact on the game the way Zinchenko would do. But again, that doesn't excuse Arteta playing Zinchenko, who clearly didn't look to be fit today. If Tierney had at least played today, you know, I'm pretty confident he would have held his own against Anthony, and at least he wouldn't have lost his man, which led to Anthony scoring that goal. It was shameful. So for the Europa League, he needs to give the likes of Tierney and Smith Rowe and a few others a chance. He will probably drop either one of Jesus and Martinelli to let Nketiah get a game, and that'll be another chance for him to score a few goals, pad up his stats, make that stupid Ghostbuster phone-in celebration, and everyone will say all will be well. 100,000 quid a week well spent on him. But anyway, he needs to freshen the team up. I also believe that maybe Ramsdale should be taken out of the firing line, obviously because it's a Europa League game. Let's give Turner a chance and see how well he does. So he will definitely have to play a B-strength team, and that means resting some players. And I definitely want to see Tomiyasu at right back, because if he has a good game in that Europa League, hopefully this experiment of playing Ben White at right back will be over. And I was not impressed with his performance today. He wanders to the left. He's clueless on the right. His name is Benjamin. His defending is Kyle.
Choice.
Absolutely. And so this is going to be an audition for some players to get some minutes and prove themselves capable. And hopefully, if there's a good performance, some of those players will be brought into the first team for the next game against Everton. Because if we don't change it, I wouldn't be surprised if Everton snatch a draw against us. They did it against Liverpool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Kyle, what do you make of the Everton game coming up? Do you reckon we can win that game, or what's the story?
Well, considering I'm going over to it, they'll buy. The better fucking win it. If not, there could be a bit of a disruption in the stands. But no, they'll buy. We have to play a big team in the Europa League, and we have to get back to winning Wales against Everton next Sunday. I just want to clarify there. I just saw a bit of a discussion going on there in the chats. Yes, Arsenal did play well for 65 minutes. From this is just my opinion. Then he went along, we were getting beaten 2-1, and he made those 3 substitutions, and that's where it all fell apart. But we did have certain players on the field today that were not good enough that way. And the number one man that I'm going to name out, I thought he was fucking useless. Odegaard. I thought that everybody hypes up this Odegaard when he's playing against the small teams. When he comes up against the bigger boys, he's nowhere to be fucking seen. So, but yeah, moving on to the Everton game, we have to get back to winning ways. We have to play a B team during the week down the Europa League. I don't want no excuses. I have to go out there next Sunday and beat this bad Everton team. Get back to winning mentality. But then why? Like I keep on saying, when we come up against the big boys, we're always cost. You know what I mean? We just can't win the big games, and that's not good enough. It's Arsenal Football Club, you know. It's not good enough. I'm very, very disappointed with the way we lost that game today, because I thought Man United were there for the taking. But the transfer window is going to be a big, big hit to us this season. We should have done more business. We didn't do it, and we're going to suffer because of it.
Well, look, it was the same in the January transfer window. That cost us the top four. You know what I mean? And people may say, it didn't really. No, it fucking did, because I'd say there was a few games there that we drew that we could have won, if we had a good striker. But no, we had Eddie up front. Fuck's sake. Not this fucking bollocks, for fuck's sake. What do you want? Marco, how are you? Are you gone fucking mute, or are you not talking to us, Mark?
Sorry, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you good. What's the crack?
What's the story? How are you?
Not too bad. I've a pain in me bollocks. Come here.
What?
Get on your fucking slagging me. Come on, bring it fucking on. I'm going to get a beer in the fridge, and I'll let these fucking angels beside me listen to your shite.
Well, I just want to say I'm so sorry for your loss. Yeah, I am sure you came into this game today thinking, you'd be up for it and all that, which is rare for the first 25, 40 minutes. Do you know what I mean? But and in fairness, the two sides, it was a good game to watch. Now, in fairness, both sides were going at it. One time, few times you'll have United were all over them, then Arsenal back and forth. It was a good game to watch, actually. I was surprised. I thought United would have won it by 2-1. I didn't think it was going to be that easy in the end. I'm only messing, but no, it was good. It was a good game to watch.
Come here. What did you make of Arteta's substitutions?
Yeah, it was a bit strange, to be honest with you, because it was 1-1, and then United obviously hitches on a counter attack and got it to 2-2. It was a bit strange now, to be honest. Why he did that, I don't know. It just played into United's hand, I think.
Yeah, I look. Everyone here and everyone in the chat will just sort of realise, look, it was an Arteta mistake, big time. It was just, you don't make that too much changes when it's only 2-1. Maybe send on Smith Rowe or something like that, and spice it up a bit or something, not 3 substitutes and then have no left back there. Excuse me, to come in and play.
Exactly, Dale. I just think he played it into United's hands, and Ten Hag obviously had a feeling something like that could happen if United could get them on the counter attack and get a goal. Do you know what I mean? And by them doing that, it obviously just opened up. It actually opened up the whole game for United, and then they hit them again on the counter attack. You know what I mean? 2 goals in a few minutes. You know what I mean? Just killed the game for them.
Yeah, 100%. It was just sort of. I didn't get it myself, but look, this is the way it is. I'll let this fella come in. Bran, what's the story, man? How are you?
Livid.
Yeah.
Livid, mate. First big test and we faltered. What can you say, And for all them bellends out there, our so-called Arsenal fans on social media saying that this was going to be a walk in the park. Bellends, absolute fools. Whenever we go to Old Trafford, whether Manchester United are, top of the league and doing well, or whether they're, not looking so great, it's always a difficult game. And I was hearing people during the week saying, easy 3 points, 3-0, 4-0. You off your heads. Absolutely off your heads. And it showed today. I don't think we played too bad, but there's questions to be asked, mate. Like the first half, as soon as it kicks off, first 10 minutes, we invite the pressure. We invite Manchester United onto us. Why? Who made that decision? Do you know what I mean? Like when you go to Old Trafford, you have to go there and impose yourself straight away. You can't allow Manchester United to have the ball and, just ticky-tacky, pass it around us, because then after that, we struggle to get in the game. Now, you know me, Del Boy. I'm not one for blaming referees or VAR, but I'm sorry, that is not a foul in the build-up to Martinelli's goal. I don't care what anyone says. Football is a contact sport. Yeah, and the contact that was put on Eriksen is not enough for him to go down. Yeah, nowhere near enough. So in my eyes, that is not a foul, and that goal should have stood. However, after it gets disallowed, we move, and after that, we actually woke up. We started playing, a few pretty patterns and stuff like that. But it's the same old story again. Not clinical enough in the final third. Martin Odegaard, once again today, you know, how many times did he get into the box? And I'm screaming at the TV, shoot. And this guy's trying to play pretty passes, trying to do the intricate shit. Just shoot. Do you know what I mean? This is why he will never be a top class number 10. Because he doesn't make the right decisions at the right time. Bukayo Saka, again today, had an absolute stinker. You know, had an absolute stinker. I thought, you know, he had a good opportunity against Malacia. In the first half, he kind of had Malacia on toast a few times, you know, got by him a few times. Should have tested him more throughout the game. But he went missing again, Bukayo Saka. I think there's only a handful of Arsenal players that didn't deserve to be on the losing side today. Gabriel Jesus being one of them. I think he worked very hard. You know, for a small guy as well, the strength that he has to, you know, try and to fight for balls in the air with the likes of Varane, who's a big guy, you know. I think he'd set the tone, and the other players around him kind of let him down. Who's a big guy, you know. And then after that, he set the tone. The other players. After that, Mikel Arteta with his substitutions, like that's got to be questioned seriously, because again he's showing naivety. It's only 2-1. You know, we're on top in terms of possession. We look like we could do something going forward, and then he throws on all these attacking players and leaves us vulnerable defensively. Like. And nobody can sit here anymore and say, oh, it's because he's inexperienced. It's because he's a rookie manager. The guy has been an Arsenal manager for the past 3.5 years. He's not a rookie manager anymore. He should have learned by his mistakes. But again, I'm seeing the same old that we've seen year after year after year. Once again, you know, bring it back to the transfer market. Arsenal needed a midfielder. We needed a year after year after year. Once again, we didn't get bring them. It back to the transfer market. Arsenal needed a midfielder. It's going to end up costing us because we don't have the strength in depth. We just don't. You know, I'm looking at the players that come off the bench, and I'm thinking, right, there's a handful of performances here that have not been good enough today. Bukayo Saka should have been brought off, in my opinion. Martin Odegaard was rightly brought off as well. But I'm looking at the bench. I'm looking at players that can come on and potentially change this game and change it into our favour. There's nobody really. I mean, Nketiah, he's done that once or twice this season. He's come off the bench and he's kind of, you know, ran around and changed the energy of the team. But who am I looking at that can come on and score a goal when we need it? You know, against the run of play. There's nobody there. So I don't know, guys. To be honest with you, I mean, you know, we move. It's only one loss. At the end of the day, we're still top of the table and all of that. But you know, I'm seeing the same frailties again as what we see last season. That's just my honest opinion.
Manny, what? I just want to bring you in there. I think you were disagreeing with Brandon there. What do you want to say?
Oh, I've just put it in the chat right now, Dal. And here's the thing: the best part about being able to do a watch along with the TV is that you can watch that episode again and again and again and again. And that episode. Not only was it a clear foul, it was a clear push. It also highlighted how, as you said, Brandon, Odegaard can't make good decisions. And that was a stupid decision on his part, which cost his team a wonderful goal from Gabriel Martinelli. Because take a look at this. He, as I said before, I think I said it in the chat, and I'm going to say it to you now, Brandon. He has both his hands on Eriksen's shoulders, yeah? Now, at the time he has his hands on the shoulder, Eriksen's feet are on the floor, and he's trying to go for the ball. And you can see Odegaard trying to pull him back, okay? And clearly, Eriksen loses his balance and falls to the floor. Now, I even was lucky enough to see Dermot Gallagher, the former Premier League referee, come on at halftime. I know that Gallagher isn't exactly the best referee of all time. He has had a bad rep, but he watched that, and he also agreed that there is a difference between a shoulder barge and deliberately pulling someone back. And to say that, you know, such tackles went unpunished before, why are they being punished now is rather silly, because now people are just, you know, a lot smarter. And they also know that if you do that with VAR, you're not going to get away with it. So Eriksen was on his feet. Odegaard did not have to have his hand on the shoulder and try and pull him away. So I'm sorry, that was a clear foul. And any attempts to try to say otherwise and say, well, that wasn't given penalized before, I'm sorry, but times have changed. We have VAR now. And for Odegaard to do that was absolutely stupid. Never mind the fact that he had a very bad miss later on in the game when the ball was on his left foot, only for him to shank it. You know, Kyle and I, again, we agree to disagree on Odegaard. I absolutely think that he does have some great touches and some good vision at times. He has a good left foot. But a lot of people say that, you know, he doesn't really merit being captain of the team. And I think on evidence of today, when he needed to step up and stand up and be counted, he failed to do that. So he really needs to, you know, step up a little bit, become a little bit stronger. Otherwise, he will never really become one of the great number 10s. And it's sad because I actually do think he is talented and can get a little bit better. But you know, now he's been aside from a few performances where he has showed up, he's disappointed me today. And it's not about, you know, scoring against your Bournemouths or your Fulhams. You've got to show up when it matters. You don't need to score, but try and make yourself, you know, influential. Odegaard failed to do that. And I'm sorry, but that was a foul. And any attempts to try to say otherwise will fall on deaf ears. Jez agrees with me.
Yeah. Kyle, do you want to say something there?
Just talking there about Manny there talking about Odegaard. And me and Manny have had discussions about Odegaard. So I just like to say that there today, that was a foul. It was a foul. I at first thought it wasn't, and I was screaming at the TV, but on repeatedly looking back at it, it was a foul. The other thing I like to say about Odegaard is this. He was the captain of the club against Spurs last season and against Newcastle last season in 2 games that we had to win to get Champions League football. And where was that fucking prick? Nowhere to be seen. And he's the captain of the club. And again, the captain of our club puts a performance in like that again today in Old Trafford, where he should be leading by example. He was an absolute fucking disgrace today. He had a couple of chances there, but he stayed forward to take shots. Instead of that, he's trying to be fucking Perlo. I got no splash for you, Odegaard. You ain't no fucking Perlo. I'll tell you the truth there, but that's the reason why he'll never be a world beater like they're trying to make him out to be. I'm sick of the fan base making this for out to be something that he's not. He's fucking far from it. Not fucking good enough. Simple as that, there, boy. Simple as that. So he can go fuck himself as far as I'm concerned. And I'll tell you another fella. As a matter of fact, I'm going to name out 2 other fellas that I don't feel that people say much about. And I think it's because they're English. So I'm going to say this. Fuck Saka and fuck Smith Rowe as well. Fucking sick of the 2 of them as well, there, boy. Smith Rowe's injured the whole time. I'm getting a news flash here that he's after getting injured. He's after putting a hamstring or something doing a warm down. He didn't do much of a fucking warm up either when he was coming on the field. No, Saka the same there, boy. I'm fucking sick looking at Saka. But then again, who do you play instead of Saka? We got rid of Pepe. Who we got now to come in instead of him? No one. It's a fucking shambles. No, listen, I'm not saying Saka is a bad player. I'm saying he needs to be rested. Something needs to be done with him because he's not up to us. He was shambolic.
Needs competition.
Shambolic. That's our team, there, boy. That's our team.
Well, look, as Brandon says there, it comes down to depth in the squad as well. You know what I mean? Like,
so we have nothing. We have fucking nothing. When you look at Eddie Nketiah coming on the field, and I'm hearing this shit there the last few times. He's coming on there for the last 10, 15 minutes, and he's putting new energy into the team and all. I don't see it. He's running around like a fucking headless chicken. If you're relying on that clown to score you a goal, you'd be waiting for a long time. Sure, for fuck's sake, if I was getting £100,000 a week, I'd be running around like a fucking headless chicken too. not good enough. And our squad is not good enough. The depth of the squad, sure. Look at the fucking bench today, there, boys. It's a joke.
Fucking too.
Going nowhere fast, mate. Going nowhere fast.
Warren, what's your sort of take on Saka? What do you think needs to be done, or what's like? Who do we play there? Is there anyone we can play there, or what do you think?
What's with Saka?
Yeah,
mate, he needs a rest, big time. He looks a pale imitation of the player he was, and I think it's just because he's been overplayed. Let's not forget, he's still a very, very young lad and he shouldn't be playing every single game at this stage of his career, I don't think. Yeah, he's an outstanding talent, but this keep constantly playing him every single game the way he has been, it's going to ruin him. He's going to burn out and he's going to go down with injuries and he's going to end up like Jack Wilshere and constantly pick up injuries all the time. And I think he needs rest. And, you know, it's chickens are coming home to roost now with the lack of squad depth. If it was me, I'd want to maybe put Emil Smith-Rowe out there for a couple of games. But there again, I think Odegaard needs to come out of the team as well. So what are we going to do? You know, because we ain't got enough as backup to give these players a rest. You know, and, you know, that's all down to Arteta and, you know, Edu not doing what was required in the transfer window and having players on contracts where it says they have to play if they're fit. I mean, that in itself is a sackable offence, in my opinion.
What players do you think it is? Warren, what players do you think it is?
I think it's Xhaka. It was Willian. And the rest of them, I'm not sure. But I know definitely it's in Xhaka's contract. It's just ridiculous. How can you say to a player, if you're fit, you're going to be playing? What if he has a different form? What if he has a disciplinary issue? You can't make those promises. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's a shambles. It's no way to run a football club.
I agree. I agree 100%. I think that a bit like last season, you know, where we should have done something in January and we didn't. I think the whole transfer window could end up coming back to bite us in the end. But for me, it's not even that Saka. Saka's not a bad player. He needs competition more than he needs a rest for me. He needs somebody who, you know, a bit like what we got with Zinchenko and Tierney, you know. Tierney can almost guarantee that, you know, it puts it in his mind.
You know, a bit like what we got with Zinchenko and Tierney, you know.
If he gets injured,
can almost
guarantee, you know, he's not.
You know, it puts it in his mind. You know, a bit like what we got with
and Zinchenko's come in.
You know, he gets injured. Can almost guarantee, you know, he's not going to put it in his mind. You know, a bit like what we got with Zinchenko's come in. You know, he gets injured.
Oh, there we go. That's all right. Yeah, with Tierney, for example, he knows in the back of his mind he can't afford to get injured, otherwise he won't ever get back into this team again because he's got the competition there with Zinchenko. And Zinchenko's come in
the back of his mind he can't afford to
he's been a revelation anyway.
Get back into this team again because he's got the competition there with Zinchenko. And Zinchenko's come in to back his mind and
otherwise he's going to carry on being the same player that he is at the moment. Which is the same player that always on the scene, he needs to improve.
Brandon. Can you hear me now, Brandon?
Who's got YouTube on in the background?
I just want to say there, we have Darren there in the chat. Big up to you, Darren. And I see you wrote there about me channeling my anger, I suppose, my energy towards Xhaka. Darren, mate, I did videos 6 years ago about Xhaka. And I'm still saying the same thing about Xhaka. He's the worst player I ever saw at Arsenal Football Club. And I've seen a lot of bad players. I'm not saying Saka. I hear what you're saying about Saka. I'm not saying Saka is a bad player. I'm just saying that I think he needs a rest. And maybe a bit of stiff competition. He's a top-class player, but I think he's after playing a lot of games. I think he needs a rest just for a few weeks because there's no doubt about his quality. He's top-class. But that Xhaka, Don't even get me started, Darren. You don't want to hear me going on about Shaka. Because he is an absolute donkey. Oh, big up to you, Darren.
Come here, I just want to go to Marco here. Marco, what did you think of the foul?
Well, big up to you, Darren.
You're what?
Yeah, I just want to go to Marco here. Marco, what did you think?
You've got to switch off the YouTube. That's the only way you won't get the echo.
I tell you, the foul. At first, I said it wasn't a foul. And then when you look back at the second replay, he kind of did lean on him a bit, and he kind of caught his leg a little bit. And yeah, in general terms, anywhere else in the pitch, that would have been a foul. Okay, because he got the goal and all, and there was a bit of delay. At first, it's like, no, that's definitely a goal. But then the second time, when I looked at the actual second replay, they were right to disallow it. It was harsh. Don't get me wrong, it was very harsh. But they were right to disallow it. Because I would like to, I've not been saying it because I'm a United fan and because it went in my favour. But I would hate that to be an Arsenal fan, right? And United done the same thing and went to score the goal, and then United got the goal when it shouldn't have been a goal. Do you know that way?
Yeah. But come here, hold on.
So
now,
I'd rather, I think the decision was correct.
But come here, hold on a minute. Now you're a deluded fucking Man United fan, and I'm calling you out, right? What do you think of McTominay's push on Martinelli in the first few minutes?
He blamed the fucking Man United fan, and I'm calling you out, right?
Now stop thinking about McTominay's YouTube and listen to me now, you bollocks.
Personally,
listen to me now, you bollocks.
personally, I would have fucked McTominay out of that club a long time ago. I don't like him. I don't think he's a good footballer. I think he's a gobshite, to be honest.
Was that a yellow card, but he fucked me.
But for some reason or another, they actually keep on picking him. For what, I don't know. Now they have the likes of that new lad in. For what, I don't know. Now,
right, I'm fucking kicking him bleed now. Manny, what did you think of the McTominay thing there? Do you think that was? Do you remember it in the first few minutes of the game where he just blatantly got Martinelli and he just pushed him in the back?
I mean, was that in the penalty area?
No, it was just sort of halfway line sort of area. It was near the first few minutes. Now I just thought that was a blatant, like you're pushing the guy straight in the back. He pushed him out over the line. Go ahead, Warren. What are you thinking, Warren?
No, I was just going to say that at the beginning of the game, all that pushing and shoving that was going on, it was really starting to wind me up because both teams were at it. And I thought the referee was losing control of the game. It was that bad. I thought I was watching an Aussie Rules match because that goes on in Aussie Rules all the time. They're like pushing each other and shoving each other. But I was thinking, what the hell is this all about? It was just ridiculous. And it wasn't just McTominay. And I agree with the United way. I don't think he's good enough for United. I don't. But it wasn't just him. There were several players doing it. And it eased up a bit after a while. But there was a lot going on. And it was, like I said, it was winding me up.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm probably going to echo Warren's sentiment right now. I shouldn't say echo. Thank goodness. Yeah, so I would probably go so far to say the fact that McTominay push happened at the beginning of the game, I think it probably might have been a mitigating factor in sort of allowing it to go on because maybe Tierney knew that all of this pushing and shoving, argy-bargy and all of that, it's it's part and parcel of a United Arsenal game. And as Warren did say, it did settle down a little bit. And I actually thought that there were two instances where, Tierney played the advantages quite brilliantly. The first one, obviously, was the Antony goal, and there were a few other ones in between. So he settled down and did get some control into the game. But ideally, you wouldn't want to see that in any other game. But then, look, it's Man United Arsenal. it's for bragging rights. So both teams knew what was at stake. They had to try to get under each other's skin. I think Tierney probably, thought about it that way. But after that, he had a decent game in some ways. He was able to catch a lot of offenses that were taking place. And obviously, whenever there were some occasions where some people's feet were getting stamped or whatever, he cut that out and said, "Sorry, son, you can't do that. I'm going to give a free kick against you." But maybe at the beginning of the game, he just wanted to sort of see everything settle down. Nervous energy and all that. That's what you get when you're playing United at Old Trafford. So I don't quite remember the foul you mentioned, because sometimes when you're on a watch along, you have to see the PC and the screen. I wouldn't say it was anything really blatant that would necessarily demand a free kick. You don't want to really, step right in at the beginning. But I think, as Warren said, everything settled down. I don't think it might have really been as bad. But once he got control of the game, I thought he got most of his decisions spot on.
Yeah. Kyle, what do you make of the ref? How do you think he got on?
So I think the referee did all right out by taking strokes. I'm not one of these lads this pushing and fucking diving. I know if I was a referee, Del Boy, and I even said it there today about certain Arsenal players as well. In my opinion, if I was a Premier League football referee, any want to dive, red card, get over me fucking face. Any of this pushing and all, elbow and push up, elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder. Let the game play on. These are fucking men, Del Boy. You go up there at a Sunday League soccer match up where I'm from here in the Wexford League. You talk about lads coming in with karate kicks. They're like Jean-Claude fucking Van Damme. You have to get up and get on with it. There's none of this yellow freeze for this and freeze for that. These are men. And it's destroying the game. It's hard to watch sometimes with all the diving and the play acting. And let me tell you something. The worst of the whole fucking lot was that little prick Fernandez from Man United. Last I loved 2 minutes with that prick. Fucking diving around there and mounting there the whole time as well. But the referee, I thought, did okay, Del Boy. He did what he had to do. Like that for an example, that goal that Martinelli scored, it was a free kick, Del Boy. Simple as that, it was a free kick. So he did all right. But I'm just sick of this play acting and jumping around like fucking children. Disgraceful.
It's a joke. Like I'm still like, for me, United were there for the taking. I didn't think we'd win at the start. I thought the best we could have done was a draw. When we equalised, I was just there, right? Okay, I will take a draw now. And when did we equalise? I think it was the 50th or whatever fucking minute it was. And I was just there. I'd happily just get out of Old Trafford now and get this sort of, we've won all these games and we're 5 games with wins. Like, fuck off. We're not going to do that through the whole season. So the fans are to blame there with that bigging that up. The media, the exact same. Like, we're going to win every game. Like, really? Are you serious? We're going to win every game. And then, people still saying, I just had a quick look before I came online. But we're top of the league. And like, stop making fucking excuses. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, United were there for the taking. The manager made the biggest fucking mistake by putting 3 substitutes on and playing lads out of position. I can't understand why that is. And let's be honest about it, that's what causes the game today. I'm not saying we would have won it, but it causes at least a point. At least a point. Warren, will he be accountable? Like, when is the time that people turn around or at the club and say, Arteta, you were at fault for that there today. You have to get a kick in the balls for that today.
Well, in answer to that question, the club have now put themselves in a very, very tricky position, right? Because at the beginning, before the season started, we had Edu coming out saying, it's now time for us to start winning trophies. And like a couple of the players about it as well. And I think even Arteta did as well. So if at the end of the season he doesn't win the trophy, and I don't think he will, then what? Do you know what I mean? Because they've come out and said it's time to start winning the trophies. And if they don't, and he's allowed to get away with it, then even more questions are going to be asked of them, and they put massive pressure on themselves. For me personally, I'd sack him tonight because I don't think he should have been given the job to start with. He wasn't qualified to do the job, and he hasn't shown me anything since he's been here, in the time he's been here, that makes me think that he's capable of doing the job. He spent nearly £400 million on players since he's been here, and he still hasn't managed to better what Unai Emery did in just one season. It's a joke. The whole thing is an absolute sham. But I'm not going to talk about it on here because I need to go in a couple of minutes, Del. But I think there's something nefarious going on at that club, because I don't think Stan Kroenke wants the club to be successful. And Emil Smith-Rowe's now injured as well.
What does that mean for Thursday? You know what I mean? He was one player that I was hoping that would go in on Thursday, get his game, get a bit of 90 minutes under his belt and kick him on then and try to introduce him into the Everton game as well. Looks like we can't do that now. Manny, do you want to just explain your comments there? This one here. Sorry, just hit that there. About Saka.
Yes, I will explain it. If a manager like Gareth Southgate, limited as he is, has the sense to play someone like Bukayo Saka on his natural position, on his stronger left foot, where he runs down there and has the time of his life and has scored goals for England, and mind you, there was also a point where a lot of Arsenal fans were complaining, why is Saka doing so well for England, but not doing so well for Arsenal? Well, there's your answer. And it can't be really that, we're so bereft of right-footed right wingers that we can't simply play them. We have to try that. I get why people are so obsessed with the idea of having a left-footed guy playing on the right wing, because you want that sort of in-swinging cross coming in or something like that. You want him to run down that side and sort of swing it in with the cross. I get that. The only problem is there are some players for whom it just you just can't do that. And I'm really glad that Mark's in the channel, because you might remember a certain Ryan Giggs who played for Manchester United. I know he's not exactly the golden boy now, but when he was at your club, he was, he was all that. And there were occasions, mind you, when Alex Ferguson would try to play him on the right wing, to sort of try and throw the opposition off track, thinking that maybe Giggs could, could do very well down the right, down the right. But his natural position was on the left, and he was, of course, left-footed. And of course, in the Champions League final of 1999, Giggs was stuck there on the right wing. Blomqvist was on the left, but Giggs looked like a duck out of water. And it was only after they switched and Ferguson strengthened the attack with Solskjaer and Sheringham that they scored those 2 late goals and won the trophy. So I'm not saying that you can't have a left-footed guy playing on the right wing. You obviously can. But sometimes a good manager has to have the sense to know that if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. And Nicolas Pepe was able to do that. Pepe's a different sort of player, and now he's gone off on loan. Why are you continuing to insist on having a guy like Saka play on the right wing just because you want that left-footed cross coming in, when everyone can see him play on the left for England, do so well, score goals, and be happy? It's ridiculous. And it's another example of how Arteta is basically destroying the Hale End talent and coaching the talent out of them, if you will. So my issue is, if you have to stick him on the right wing, you've got to make sure that you have an overlapping right back like Tomiyasu coming in who can help him out. Because when he has Ben White stuck behind him, as I've said it already in the chat, he's caught in 2 minds. He doesn't feel comfortable. He has to look back over his shoulder to see what Ben White's doing and how he's handling things. And even when Ben White does sort of overlap, he ends up, completely lost the position and can't even get back in time. And for those 2 goals from Rashford, he was nowhere to be seen. So that's another problem altogether. But then, of course, Gabriel didn't have the best game. Saka didn't have the best game either. But it just goes to show that you can't put a square peg in a round hole and expect Saka to be able to play with that. And he looks as though every time he runs, he looks almost disoriented. The only thing that saved his performance today in some respects was the fact that he scored. And he did look good later on when he started to move around a little bit. But Arteta is coaching Saka to death. He's playing him in a position which he does not like. And if you value the boy, if you want to get the best out of him, you've got to help him out or better still, put him in a position where he feels comfortable. And that is one of the reasons why I absolutely cannot stand Arteta as a manager, because, again, he doesn't have his finger on the pulse of what's right for the team tactically, or also what kind of players to bring in. And the sooner he leaves, if he fails, it's bye-bye Mikel. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. Look, like, subscribe and all that fucking bollocks. Mark, I'll bring you in. What's next for United? Where are you going?
Well, look, after the two first results we had this season, it wasn't looking bright at all. But obviously, right now, with the last three results and then this one as well, it's looking up for us now. But I won't go too far in saying we're going to be up there at the top and we're going to win the league or anything like that. But the future's looking bright so far, so good, considering where we were a couple of games ago. Do you know what I mean? And plus, you got to remember, he's only getting his feet under the ground. Do you know what I mean? There, like at that club, like he's come in, he's told the club this is what he wants to do, this is who he wants to bring in. Now, in fairness, I'm a Glazer out, to be honest. I don't want the lads who own the club there anymore. I never did. You know that type of way. But in fairness, they have backed him in regards of getting the players that he wanted, especially the young lad that he brought in there and he played there and scored a goal there today. He's been a very, very, I think, very, very expensive signing. But hopefully he can be good. You know that type of way.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. Look, I just want to say, Warren, you have to pop off there. Do you want to just shout out your channel and socials and stuff like that?
Yeah, thanks, Del. Unfortunately, I do have to go. Sorry about that, lads. I hope you all have a great evening. My channel's called Warren's Team Talk. At the moment, I'm probably going to limit to do one stream a week, and that'll be the Saturday Match Day Live, where I sit and go through what's going on with all the games on the Saturday. And anyone who wants to come along and join, well, more than welcome to. It's very interactive. It's all a bit of fun, and we just follow what's going on in all the 3 o'clock kickoffs. So it's just a good laugh, really, and it's a good bit of fun, and it's quite entertaining, I think. And you can follow me on Instagram as well. Same thing again, Warren's Team Talk. So yeah, that's it. But thanks very much for letting me come on, Dale. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all. Thanks for coming on.
Take care, guys. I'll see you all soon.
Take care, sir.
Thanks.
Yeah, so Central, I'll come to you, mate. Do you think we should? Well, look, were you hopeful before the game started that we'd get a result? What was your prediction before the game started? You must have the. Hold on, I'll try and. You're very low there now. Can't hear you. Can anyone else hear him?
No.
Can you hear us now? No?
No.
I'll go to you, Kyle. You know, what was your prediction before the game? Were you expecting a win?
You can never be too confident going to Old Trafford. But I did go up there today with a slight bit of confidence. I thought we'd definitely get a draw and maybe sneak the win. But it didn't turn out that way. And as I said, boy, I'm very, very disappointed here tonight, though, because of that. Just the way we lost it, boy, because United were there for the taking. First 65 minutes, I thought we were really in this game. Even when we went 2-1 down, I thought we still had a chance. But we blew it. Arteta blew it. Stupid decisions. So yeah, disappointed. Very disappointed.
I'm having my phone is blown up here since I've gone on stream. Like, I just keep getting WhatsApp messages, text. Even fuckers are text messaging me. Yeah, text messaging. Who the fuck does that in 2022? Jesus Christ. I don't know who it is, but they're after texting me anyway. But I'm so fucking pissed off. I'm gonna have another beer or two and turn off my phone, I think. So Marco, if you're texting me, if that was you texting me, fuck off, will you? But yeah, look, I'm gonna go around to the lads, and please like your channel, subscribe, and all that shit. And I'm gonna go to. I'll start with you, Manny. Do you want to shout out your socials and what you've coming up and stuff like that?
Yeah, my socials are Manny Thangadurai 1981 on Instagram. That's my full name and my year of birth. You can also find me on Twitter at Thangadurai 1981. That's my surname and my year of birth. And you can catch me on a few channels on YouTube. You can catch me on S. Featley TV, Oris Talks Football, a few appearances on Hanno's Coach Corner, also on the Football for Thought podcast, on occasional Sundays on NS Sports TV, and of course, where it started on Del Boy Gunner TV. Always love to be a part of this crack. He knows what's the bleeding story. And I just go wherever I feel welcome. I go where I feel appreciated. I say what I want to say. I let the chips fall where they may. And that's it for the day.
No, cheers, mate. Thanks a million. Marco, do you want to just shout out your popped off there. Central, I go to you, mate. How are you getting on? Do you want to just shout out your socials and stuff like that? Can you hear me now? Can't hear you. Can anyone else hear him?
No.
Can't hear you at all.
No.
Kyle, do you want to shout out your socials, mate?
Yeah, you get me on YouTube, Kyle Walsh Gunner. I try to keep it as real as I can. My standards are up here. This business of top four pisses me off. I want my club to be competing to win the Premier League. And I don't give a fuck if it's Man City. Man City was showing to me this season that they're there for the taking as well. So, yeah, let's get our shit together. Get back to winning ways next Sunday. We have to be shouting from the rooftops on Sunday to get the win. I don't know what way things are going to go, man, but I'm not impressed today. I'm not as positive as I was. I was being positive all the way. The last 5 games I've been positive. Can't believe I'm actually been in good form. But today has had to be kind of back down to earth kind of day, you know what I mean? So let's pick it up from Sunday. March on and see where it takes us. Well, big up to you there, boy. Thanks for having me on your channel. Mandy and all the rest of the chat. Big up to you all.
Yeah, no problem, mate. And any time. And look, I have to say, everyone in the chat and everyone that's tuned in, really appreciate it. Thanks a million. I just wanted to say, like, we're going to the match next week. I'll be doing a vlog and stuff like that for the trip over and everything like that. You know what I mean? And really looking forward to it. I just want to add Marco back in there. Mark, just shout out your channel and all that stuff, or your socials and all.
My channel is Mark United Way TV. And I've no other social media right now. I'm just trying to set this up at the moment, so I'm just new to this kind of thing, you know yourself. So I don't have anything else, but what I have right now is United Way. But yeah, I'm just trying to get going, you know yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just for everyone, like, Marco is just starting out the United Way TV. That's his channel, like, so please show the love and show the support to him. Look, he's a United fan, but look, he's all right. And he's willing to come on to an Arsenal fan call-in show and give his point of view. And they have to give a big up respect for that. You know what I mean? Thanks.
Marco, I'm going to subscribe to you there now, man, after the show. Okay, buddy?
Yeah, no bother at all. Yeah. I would say I'm only new to this kind of thing, you know what I mean? So I don't know what I'm doing as such, you know what I mean? I'm just listening, following along, you know yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and if you're stuck, Mark, just let me know, and I'll help you in any way I can, and I'm sure everyone else will as well, like, you know what I mean? And get a video up, get your reaction up there, and we'll drop a few comments in, and we'll fucking.
I'll try, as soon as the baby goes down and goes to sleep, you know yourself, Del.
yeah, exactly, yeah. My babies are still awake, but I'll get them to sleep now in a few minutes.
Drink responsibly, okay, Del? Drink responsibly. Don't forget it.
Yeah. Don't
drown the sorrows. It's okay.
Gentlemen, I bid you good evening. Thanks very much, and everyone in the chat and everyone that's viewed. Really appreciate everyone's support.
As always. Cheers.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Everyone.